What's up, Amazon sellers? Are you thinking about selling on Amazon but worried about the dark side on Amazon? Then I'm going to share with you all the bad things that I know and have learned from my 5 years of selling on Amazon, and I've seen from other people. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson. I've been selling on Amazon now for the last 5 years. In the UK, I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. Check this out. In the USA, I'm a 6-figure Amazon seller. Check this out. And hopefully in the near future, I'm going to expand into another marketplace. Now, if you want to learn more, do hit the subscribe button down below and you'll be notified when I release new videos. I'm going to jump straight into this. So hold on tight and let's go through these 9 points now about the bad side of Amazon. First thing first, the yellow bars are not profit. Now look, don't get me wrong, I've just done £3.3 million worth of sales in the last 12 months. And we probably make about a 5% net margin off that. So that's going to be a nice, cool £150,000 that I'm going to be taking home. But it is not the millions of people think that I'm making, and it's definitely not enough to buy a Lamborghini and survive after that. Now, a lot of sellers might say they're making, I don't know, £10,000 per month. Wow, that sounds incredible. But in reality, 40 to 50% of that is the value of the stock they're selling. 30% of that is going to be Amazon fees, and cost can be 10% of that. And you know what? Then you've got to get your profits out after that. That might mean from £10,000 in sales or $10,000, they might only be taking between £1,000 and £2,000 in profit every single month. Doesn't sound so great now. Now, the second thing I want to highlight with you is it takes money to make money. Now, again, you hear people talking about 10,000, 5 figures in sales each month. This is incredible. Well, we just talk about how much, should we say, maybe on £10,000 worth of sales a month, they're going to be making £1,000 to £2,000 in profit each month. Sounds great, but if you take the £1,000 to £2,000 out of the business each month, then your business is not going to grow. So you're going to need to really be making £3,000 to £4,000 per month to be able to pay yourself and keep the business growing. Now, this is £20,000 per month, which is nearly $250,000 a year in sales. Simply put, you need to be having a growing business and have enough money to pay yourself. And that is hard work. Now, we surveyed our group of Fast Track FBA members of Amazon sellers, and 43% of people said they would quit their job when their profits are twice their salary. So this makes sense. So this means you're going to have to grow this business $250,000 a year, $20,000 a month, whilst working another job. Not easy. Now, this leads me to my third one. It's super easy to go into debt, and I mean big debt. Now, I just talked about how really you don't need to be making 10, but actually 20,000 a month in revenues to grow your business and still get paid. Now, remember earlier on, I talked about how 40 to 50% of the revenue is the cost of the stock sold. So for 20,000 in revenue, you're going to need about 10,000 in stock. Now, let me tell you, at my best, I can buy, should we say, an item of stock today, get it sold, and get the money back in my bank account within about 2 months. Normally it's about 3, and we're a pretty fast-moving company in comparison to other Amazon sellers. Well, 3 months of £10,000 worth of stock per month is £30,000 worth of stock, or dollars. Now, most people aren't going to have 30,000 in the bank. So what do? Well, they get credit cards. Manage this wrong, and I mean buy the wrong products, regardless of the model, private label, drop shipping, arbitrage, wholesale, then you are going to owe 30,000 in debt or in cash to the credit cards that obviously you haven't now got in that stock. Easy to go into big debt. Now, the fourth one for you is you are in effect a business, a sole trader, LLC, a limited company. Now, you are a business when you are trading. You need to file taxes, and this takes effort. It takes learning. It takes hard work. And if you get it wrong, the government, well, they're not the nicest of people, and they're going to be very happy to come after you and give you a big fine for getting it wrong. Now, this can add stress. And the thing about, should we say, getting a professional to help you, sure, I understand, tax accountants, lawyers, for example, but they're going to cost anything between £100 per month in the UK and $1,000 per month in the USA. And remember, we're operating at 10% profit margin. Well, now you need to make an additional £1,000 per month in sales just to cover the cost of the accounting fees. And if you're in the US, $1,000 for the accounting, that's 10,000 more in revenue now you need to cover just for the cost of the accountants, which is really going to add up. And remember, not just additional revenue, you've got to buy 3 months worth of that stock to cover that cost. Every single cost adds up. Now you're a business, it takes hard work. Now, this leads me on to the fifth reason. Business is inherently risky. 18.4% of private businesses in the USA fail after the first year. It's pretty much the same in the UK. After 5 years, 50% of businesses have failed, and after 10 years, over 65% of businesses have failed. Statistically speaking, if I had to put my money on it, you are going to fail. Maybe after a few months, maybe after a few years, but you will fail, statistically speaking. And when you've worked out the number of hours that you have put into this business, you'd have probably been better off working at McDonald's at that time. I promise you. Statistically, that would be a better, use of your time. Now, this leads me nicely onto my 6th point, how long it takes to get paid. Now, you might be thinking, okay, well, look, I get some credit cards, I buy some stock, I scale up, and then I quit my job after 3 months. I can deal with that. Sounds great, right? Well, this is not true. Another survey we did within our Fast Track FBA Facebook group showed that 57% of our sellers would wait over 12 months before they took their first paycheck. 27% said over 18 months. So what are they doing in the meantime? Sleeping? No, not at all. They are working super hard on this business, but also as well, they got another job at the same time paying them. And remember, they're not getting paid anything from this business for 12 to 18 months. And that's only when they start to get paid. By the way, we're not talking Lamborghini money here. We're talking about just enough to get by. Now, this leads me on to my 7th point. You only have one customer. Now, Amazon is great. You have access to the biggest marketplace created ever, and all the millions of customers that go along with it that use Amazon each and every single day. But what you don't know is that at any single point, Amazon, the company that you're selling on the marketplace, they can kick you off this great opportunity, this great marketplace, and it does happen. Amazon have been seen to suspend first, ask questions later. Now, if this is your only business, if yours is your only source of income, then you can be suspended by a bot at a moment's notice and have no control. Now, this leads me on to my 8th issue, bot problems. Now, I mentioned bots previously, you've only got one customer, but quite simply, myself, even recently, I have had what's known as a warning from Amazon. I say a warning, it's not. I've basically been suspended from selling in Amazon Canada because my account has been linked to another selling account, breached the terms and conditions, or the selling policies. Now, I have no record of who this company is. I do not have access to this other account, and I'm certainly not linked to them. But a bot has decided that I am, and as a result, it's suspended all my sales in Amazon Canada. Basically, they're stopping me withdrawing my funds and stopping me access my own stock. This is my stock. They're withholding everything. Now, this is called a linked account policy violation, and quite simply, there are lots of these different violations which happen over Amazon, and you can get deactivated just by a bot. It's not a human. Now, the 9th thing and the final one I'll say is deactivations in general. Now, you might be thinking, hey, maybe you know what, Tom, you seem like a big seller. Maybe it's just me because I'm doing too much. What I'd say is look at the forums. This is about people saying their account is being deactivated. And it's not like it's happening every now and then, every couple of weeks, every couple of months. There are 5 posts about this just today. This is a problem. People are getting their accounts suspended by the computer. And it's a big cause for concern. But what I will say is there are lots of reasons why you shouldn't sell on Amazon. But I want to share something with you. And there is a saying that I think about all the time. And it's something that goes through my mind and probably one of the reasons why I sell on Amazon. When you want something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. Now that sticks in my mind all the time. Now in my past life, I had a good job. I had a comfortable life. It was comfortable, but it wasn't amazing. It wasn't a life that I woke up every morning and I jumped out of bed excited to see what the world would bring today. A life that excited but also scared me a little bit about the possibility for the future. I chose to pack it all in. I chose to follow the dream of building something for myself. Something that I would control, something that I could shape, something that I could mold into my own experience and to build a life that I wanted. And the foundation of that, the engine of my life, was to build a great business, put me back in control and gave me options. Now, Amazon wasn't my first business that I started, but it is the one that I love to this day. And even though it has all the problems, like I've just stated, it is a business which has allowed me to travel the world for the last 5 years, build a remote team of over 70 staff, make sales over £3 million in just one marketplace. I've traveled first class and I'm living life on my own terms. Do I think that Amazon is perfect? Hell no. Can it be better? 100%. Definitely. But do I genuinely believe it's a great place to start a small business? Yeah, 100%. Out of all the business models that I've known, that I've tried, that I've seen, it is the business model that gives you the best return for the amount of work and money you need to invest, to test, to understand, to see that you can scale it, to see if it is right for you. Now, the one thing I really love about all the Amazon business models, and in particular around Amazon arbitrage, is the fact that you can start with a tiny amount. I'm not going to say you're going to get rich. I'm not saying you're going to get a Lamborghini or even travel first class, but what you can do is you can see the model, you can test it for just £500 and start making profit within a month or two. And once you start to see the power of that, you're like, okay, I'm going to try. And you can test it with a very small amount, £500, $500, it's easy. Now, the one thing I'll say for you is if you are interested in getting started selling on Amazon, even though I have just given you 9 reasons why you shouldn't, then do check out the Amazon arbitrage model. And what I've done is I've created a free 7-day course at fasttrackfba.com. I'll drop a link down below, which I think will help you get started. And hey, test the water. Maybe see if this is going to be right for you. Now, there is another quote which I'll leave you with. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that is changing really quickly, the only strategy guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. You know, you miss all the shots you don't take. That's something that sticks in my mind. And don't get me wrong, business is inherently risky. There is no business which is 100% going to work, and every business has its problems. Now, what I will say is hopefully you've liked this video and maybe you've seen some of the dark side, and I've been honest here. If you do think about want to get started and maybe you don't want the free 7-day course, you want to get now, then do check out my Arbitrage for Beginners playlist. I'll drop it around here. Now, what I will say is hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give me a big thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button down below.